Hey guys, Jay Dunstan here, and welcome back to part 2 of this video series. This video is part of a series of videos that's meant to help leaders eliminate or minimize distractions and become highly productive leaders in the workplace. So we all know that we get distracted very easily, and that these distractions are a big time killer in our workday when we know that we have a full slate of tasks that need to get done. But there's a big difference between knowing that you're distracted and understanding what it is that's really distracting you. And what I mean by that is that we could all probably point to technology being the primary culprit behind most of our workplace distractions. I mean, we've got computers and smartphones and iPads and social media, all of which, when used correctly, can be hugely beneficial. However, at the same time, they can also be hugely distracting. Take social media, for example. The difficulty with social media sites is that many of you rely on social media on a daily basis, right? 79% of the population in the US is on social media, and at least 27% of those people are using it for work-related activities. And these numbers are likely to continue to increase in the years ahead. But the problem is that as you use social media for business-related activities, you're probably also prone to using social media for fun or personal use. And it's so easy to be on social media for work, but then suddenly get sucked into this endless scroll of our newsfeed, right? So how do you work to overcome that as a distraction? And that is just one example. Maybe for you, you work in an open office setting and there's constantly noise all around you. Or now that so many people are working from home, maybe you're working from, your kitchen table and you've got kids running up to you, or people talking on the phone, or, coming up to you to tell you about their latest frustration or some exciting thing that they're working on. And sure, the conversations are great. You love the monotony breaker, but they can also be really distracting and keep you from what's most important. And you feel powerless when it comes to getting away and finding time to be productive. Another source of distractions are meetings. And when it comes to meetings, I love them, but I also hate them. And I know that I'm not the only one. Reports say that workers spend on average 31 hours a month on unproductive meetings. That's a whole lot of time that could be used doing something else. And we all know that guy or the girl who's sitting in a meeting and they're completely zoned out, right? Like they're on their laptop or their phone, or they're staring blankly at the wall across from you. I mean, come on. We all have been in those meetings and thought, I would rather be doing anything else right now. Truth be told, distractions are everywhere. And while the nature of the disruption may have changed over the years, with technology, the cause of the disruption is only a symptom of the real issue. I could stand here and complain about, how my smartphone has caused me to become more distracted while sitting down to work, and I could point out how my phone always seems to be buzzing with notifications, and far too often I feel inclined to have to check that new email that just came through, or respond to a text that I just received, or play one more round of that game on my phone, all of which steal my attention away from what really matters. However, the reality is that I'm the one that's really easily distracted. And if it's not one thing pulling my attention away, then something else will. And after talking with a few coworkers and friends, I realized that I'm not the only one who struggles to stay focused when I should be more productive. This is a historical problem. Over 2,500 years ago, Socrates and Plato talked about this problem. They called it akrasia. It's the tendency that we have to do things against our better interest. Paul the Apostle says in the New Testament in Romans 7:5, he says, "For what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate, I do." So to me, the problem is not a technology problem. The problem is simply me. It's us. We are the problem. We are our own worst enemy. And author Nir Eyal, he points out that we all have what he calls internal triggers, these things that internally cause us discomfort that we seek to avoid through distractions. So if you really think about it, what causes you to become distracted isn't just what's on your phone, but also what's on your mind. Maybe you're feeling bored or lonely. It could be that you're worried about something, or you're stressed out about a situation. So whatever vice you turn to for distraction, the core issue is always the same. It's the desire in us to escape some sort of emotional discomfort. And when we begin to understand the need for our psychological escape, we can then begin to do something about it. So I want you to ask yourself this question. What is it that's really distracting me? What is it that is causing me to avoid being productive? We have to begin to identify the things both internally and externally that are causing us to become so distracted. Think about it, talk about it. And in the next video, we'll begin to explore what the consequences of all these distractions really leads to.